you go. Muted. Unmute myself. Good morning, Gav Macadeva up in his house.
What's start to the day?
Oh my God, mate, honestly. Do you know what? This is the first time that I've actually warranted wearing shades on a show. Heavy night, but it was worth it. Good to see all the man them. But yes, let's talk about what happened yesterday in the Euros. So we start with Denmark.
Why not?
Why not start with Denmark? Because, or is it Wales? You know, who is it that we're starting with? Because Wales got tumped up.
Shall we start with Wales?
Yes.
I think let's start with Wales.
Where do you start with Wales? They had so much hype and so much excitement going into this. I honestly think that they thought that this was a given.
They're plucky.
I've lost you there, Devo. So
and you're breaking up pretty bad here.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm flying around, mate. I've lost you for a sec. There you go.
Breaking up pretty bad. I can't hear you.
You're back.
There you go. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah, go on, Devo.
Yeah, sorry, my internet went a bit funny there. The thing is with Wales, we know they're plucky, we know they've got character and stuff like that, and we know they've got some superstars that can dig them out of a hole when those superstars aren't really on form. And, the other team are basically just battering them with non-stop energy. But on top of that bit of quality, they look like a team that have quite a few championship level players in their team. And that's exactly what happened to Wales yesterday. They look like a team that were out of their depth. They look like a team that had an interim manager. All of these things that people forgot because of their performances in the group stage came to the forefront. And the performance just wasn't good enough. And then they lost their heads at the end. Harry Wilson. Yeah, all right, you could say maybe it weren't a red card worthy challenge, but it was nasty. He had no intent in winning the ball.
Yeah, I mean, like the way I already called this out as the tie of the round, I was really excited about this tie. I thought both teams were going to be going at it. And when you watch the first 15, 20 minutes, I was like, vindication, we're here. And then, yeah, I'm not being funny. The opening goal from Kasper Dolberg is one of the nicest goals I've seen. I thought when he first struck that it was going well wide. It had such a late curl and it just nestled into the bottom corner. It was glorious. It was so beautiful. What a nice goal. But after that, I didn't feel that the Welsh guys recovered at all. Now, you did a post-match video yesterday and that was out on all our social media platforms, and it was also on my personal Facebook page. And there's one of my mates, Lee Clark, is Welsh, and he felt quite aggrieved, and he felt that it should have been a 2-0 game. And I sort of understand where he's coming from, because he felt like the second goal was there's a foul in the build-up.
It was a foul.
Yeah, I see why it weren't given. Then the red card, I'm actually quite glad that the referee gave a red card for that, if I'm honest. Same sort of thing happened a few years ago, Arsenal v Swansea, when Granit Xhaka just kicked out. And I like it because he had no intention of winning the ball. He's trying to break up play, but the ball is nowhere near. You intentionally went out to do that. So I actually rate the balls of the referee to be doing that. I really do. So it is what it is. It's been done. Denmark, on the other hand, were professional throughout the whole performance from minute one until the end of the game. They went for it. They dealt with the situation in hand, and they knew what they needed to do to get through to the next round.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of a tactical masterclass by the Danish manager, because he felt they were losing the battle in midfield a little bit, pushed Christiansen up into midfield to kind of bring a bit more numbers, and they controlled the game from that point after. And as you said, the Kasper Dolberg goal was brilliant, not just from him, but the ball from Mæhle, who has been brilliant all tournament. And Atalanta have got themselves just a wealth of brilliant wing backs. I mean, Gosens is from there as well.
Yeah.
Castagna's just left there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean? When you look at the level of wing backs they've got. But yeah, he's had a brilliant tournament. The ball from him into Damsgaard in the first place was brilliant. Damsgaard again was brilliant.
Damsgaard's fantastic.
And yeah, I just think Denmark as a whole were at another level. And I understand what your friend was saying about it being a 2-0 game. I understand that because, yes, the second goal was a foul, in my opinion. I think that was a blatant foul and for more. But you have to keep playing. And then at the end of the game, they lost their heads and conceded 2 late goals that they probably shouldn't have. So I understand what he's saying. But in reality, it was a 4-0. Yeah. And Denmark looked good for 4-0 as well.
Yeah, they did. Now, my boy Danny Higgins is watching this from the TAP podcast, and thanks for watching, by the way. Thanks for the comments, Danny. He said, reckon they could go on and win it for Ericsson. Now, Devo, we didn't know what was going to happen to Ericsson before the tournament started, and you had these down as your dark horses. I've lost Devo again. I'm sure that he'll be back. But yeah, Devo had them down as his dark horses. I'm trying to work out who lives in the village here. Is it me or Devo? Poor guy. I'm sure he'll be back very, very shortly. Something might happen with the camera in a moment as well, whilst he tries to edit that, and it might just go all big and weird. But that's just how it is, and that's what will happen. So let's move on to the other game in the group. In the knockout stage, and it was Italy versus Austria. They were my dark horses, Austria, not fancied by many, and it's the first time they made it through to the knockout stages in well over 40 years. Told you it's going to go all weird, so I'm actually not over there. Yeah, that's I knew that was going to happen, but it's fine. There he comes. He's on his way back. Oh, I've got no sound from you.
My internet's decided to be a bit of a prick this morning.
I literally just said, like, who lives in the village, me or you? Danny was asking before we crack on about this. Danny was asking whether Denmark could go on and win it for Ericsson, and I said that we didn't know what was going to happen to Ericsson beforehand, and you had already predicted that they were the dark horses of the competition. So, and
when you look at who they could face next, I think they could, if the Czech get through, they'll beat Czech Republic. Netherlands would be a tough game, but I can't see. I mean, for me, it's a 50-50 game between the Netherlands and Denmark. If either side won, I would understand. And then you're in the semis, aren't you? So
then
who knows?
Happen. Yeah. Italy versus Austria, as I said before, my dark horse is Austria, not fancied by many. Italians, they ended up getting fancied. I think people forgot, including myself, how good they actually were in qualifying and how good their recent form was, because they were just getting on with business. 2-0 win, 2-0 win, 1-0 win, 4-0 win against like Armenia. Do you know what I mean? So people were just like forgetting about it. And then it's like, hold on a minute. They've been beaten for like 30 games. They can see their first goal in over 1,100 minutes. They're actually really bloody good, and they are good value for it as well. Now, the first half, I felt that they tried to work out what Austria were doing, because it's knockout football now. You can't just be the way that you are, because if you ship a goal, then it could be very difficult, as proven by Wales. But then in the second half, I felt the confidence levels from Austria were so high. They had their goal disallowed, rightfully so, for offside, but it was very tight for me. What did you think of the first 90 minutes of that game?
Well, I said, early in the game, I think Austria's midfield and Austria's setup works perfectly against the Italians, because we saw in the groups, Italians' energy in midfield was unmatched. The Turks struggled with it, the Swiss struggled with it. And it went until Verratti came in that the energy levels seemed to drop a little bit. And I think that kind of played into the Austrian hands, because Schlager, Lima, those guys won't give you a second's rest.
No, Schlager was everywhere. I wanted to put him in my team.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Sabitzer as well. So I think it kind of played into their hands a bit. And I think, don't get me wrong, I love Verratti. I think he's a great player, but I think him being played ahead of Locatelli hindered the Italians. I'm not saying Verratti had a bad game, but I think Locatelli's energy in there and his ability to get forward with the ball and break the lines that way probably would have been better against the Austrians. And we saw that once they made the changes, the Italians were a better side and more of an attacking threat. But yeah, I think Austria in the second half done a lot better than they did in the first. I think they kind of used the first half to see what the Italians were about. Second half, they had a go and were unlucky. The offside rule, it was offside, but they looked a lot better in the second half, and then they kind of ran out of legs in extra time.
Yeah, extra time came around, and my boy Carl Clark, he got very upset because he had a couple of bets on, and then it just felt like he was chasing in the end, because it was like, right, okay, I'll put 2-0, 2-0 Italy on, and then then Kalajdzic bags. It's like, oh, okay,
nice goal as well.
Sheet. I quite liked it. I was really happy for him as well. Bundesliga merchant, of course I am. But it was Freddie Church who got the opening goal. I kept on calling him after his dad last night, which is so annoying on that thing. I was like, Federico Chiesa. I was like, Enrico Chiesa. That's his dad. Oh God, and that's how you know you're getting old, when you're talking about their dad and all that sort of stuff. But I thought that was a beautiful goal as well.
Brilliant
for a different reason. Just like
both goals taken very well.
Yeah, definitely. Pacina, I actually thought he was injured the way he celebrated that, because he face planted the ground. I was like, oh no, it's out cold, mate. But no, all three goals I thought were pretty impressive, to be fair. And like, look, there was over 40 shots in this game in total, man. Like, we weren't blessed with like the amount of excitement in the game of Wales versus Denmark, but in terms of the tactical aspect, I thought it was a very interesting game of football, and it was quite nice to see on that front. But yeah, that is that, and the Italians, they go through. Why don't we have a little look at the roadmap? Because basically, tried to blag this a lot. But it's there, and that's the main thing. You can see what's going on, and that's the main thing. I might try and make a better one later when Ida goes down for a nap or something.
That looks lovely.
No, it just looks basic, doesn't it? No, we're better than this. Devo. So yeah, Italy, they go through, and they'll be facing the winners of Belgium versus Portugal, which is happening tonight at 8 p.m.
Spicy.
Oh, that's going to be spicy, yes. And Denmark, they are through, obviously, after beating Wales, and they will face the winners of Netherlands versus Czech Republic, which is also this evening at 5 p.m. So yeah, really excited about this, and real good games to look forward to. Do you want to remove that at all? Yes, I want to remove that. There you go. Okay, fade. So yes, looking forward to plenty more fixtures in the European Championships. We will have our regular review and previews ahead of these games as well, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning to break them down properly, just how we have done now, and hopefully both our internet feeds will be better in the morning.
Yeah.
Socials, they're over there. They're next to Devo. Just follow us and all that. As I said, I need to edit that and put on the Twitch ting. But until tomorrow for this show in the morning, and then later doing things, then enjoy yourselves and have a wonderful Sunday.